Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. Our scene starts today with a particular redhead of the Fenrir who has, over the past few days, been more or less allowing one of her potential packmates as a sort of been leaving him to wallow in the understandable sulkiness that comes after losing someone that you're close to on mission. It hasn't been 48 hours. She decides that she's going to check on him and just see how he's doing and whether or not his current state is detrimental to him as well as the Sept. And so as she gets up off the couch in the Seeker's cabin where she is a welcome guest, she walks up to the door that is Aedan's bedroom, which she has become all too familiar with. She just sort of knocks on the door a few times, but with one hand on the doorknob as she sort of turns it.
You hear the sound of music playing when you come in. You probably see Aedan on the floor of his bed, cigarette smoke. You hear the clinking of bottles, basically, as you hear him just basically lying there almost.
She's going to look at the sad state of affairs and sort of look around the room.
Yeah, the curtains are pulled. It's like only the flicker of sunlight coming through. It looks like a shithole. Shithole, basically. The bed isn't made. It's just completely self-destructive looking. This looks like a nuclear bomb of mess went off in the room, basically.
Oh, this is fucking awful.
Oh, yeah. I suppose it does, yeah.
If only my dead mother could see this now, you might actually kill her without ever having to lifted a finger. Imagine that, you would have killed a Fenrir without ever having to touch them.
Magic, that is. As he picks up one of the bottles and, you see the last liquid going into his mouth, basically.
How we doing?
Oh, we're doing fine, Dallis. Absolutely fine. Do you know?
I'm gonna go ahead and just take a look around the room and wow. Do you hear that ticking sound in the back of my head that's going really fast?
No, unfortunately I don't.
That's my bullshit meter hitting the red. 3 lines of red, 3 out of 5.
Right? Kind of look over a bit drunkenly and, well, unfortunately the bullshit meter's going to have to just accept it.
Well, the bullshit meter has to accept it, she says as she walks over to the window. And she pulls the curtains and kind of does that really quick. Whah!
You just hear a hiss as he kind of scrambles, basically, like falling over a bit. What are you doing?
This kind of wallowing is has to be balanced out. I need you to get up. I need you to shower. I need you to eat something. You're gonna drink all this booze. You at least gotta eat.
I mean, you look around. There's like bits of food everywhere, probably messes of vomit, basically. I've been eating, don't need to eat yet.
She's just gonna narrow her eyes, and she's got the semi-maternal look on her face with the narrowed eyes. And she just walks up to Aedan, looks down at him. And do this one of two ways, Raya. Easy way or the hard way. And she reaches into her magpie swag and pulls out what looks to be a wire scrub brush.
You touch me with that and I'll have you for breaking the litany. He says quite seriously, staring at her, you know.
Don't make me have to break the litany. Come on. She'll offer out a hand to him.
Fine. Slow, get up, you know, as she gets just the waft of fucking booze straight in his face, you know.
Oh, I'll be right back. Apologies.
There we go. Dallis probably is helping Aedan into the shower basically as he's just, you know, whistling slowly, kind of humming something.
Is he walking on his own, or does she have to, like, firemen's carry him?
You have to basically he'll walk, but he's very wobbly. But he holds on to you basically.
Dallis, being one who has no tolerance for wibble wobble and cumbersome, just kind of lowers her shoulder, puts it squarely at his abdomen, and lifts him quite easily, because I'm guessing if he is proportioned like that picture,
Yep.
he weighs not much.
And yeah, he kind of just plops himself down afterwards and, you know, strip off and look over at her and change it.
And
Really? You're gonna fucking stare at me naked, are you? You know, you just like can't even find where the clothes are nearly. He's taking them off.
well, it's nothing I haven't seen, and it's nothing that really. And she just kind of gestures up and down, does anything for me at the moment.
Good. He kind of nods at her, you know, with this haughty stare. He strips off, you know what I mean? And will basically dip his head under the shower, basically.
And she stands outside the shower curtain, hands in a scrub brush, not the wired one, but like an actual scrub brush.
Yeah,
Here we
he'll
go.
wash and
Get
he'll
behind
wash
the
himself.
ears.
I'm doing it, Mom, will you? You kind of you hear the sarcasm in his voice, you know, and he comes out then and throws a towel around himself. And again, still slightly a bit more awake, you know, will walk in and throw on a pair of shorts and like basically the tank top that he has on.
Yeah.
We'll look over at her. No, I'm all showered. There you go.
Yep. Come on. And she's going to get behind him and put both hands on his shoulder blades and start pushing him out towards the living room.
He'll, you know, have this mild look of surprise as he's kind of bumbling along, basically. You know.
And when he gets out there, the dining room table, or the table that's like in the kitchenette, I don't know what the cabin has. I imagine it is not like a massive. This is the dining room, and this is the foyer, and this is the reading room. But it's basically the table where a pack would eat.
Oh yeah, yeah, the
And,
big yeah.
yeah,
He'll
and
sit himself down.
there's just a spread of food made by her kinfolk.
He'll nod at it and immediately walk over to the fridge and take out one of the beer bottles and just plonk it down beside the food. Look at her like, yeah, I did that. You know.
She'll sit there and she'll cross her arms and just look at him. Get a good few mouthfuls before you start washing it down, would you?
I'll eat plenty. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
He'll start eating meat again, so he'll eat a fair bit, but he does wash most of it down with booze.
And she pulls out a small container that is like that kind of container, the Tupperware, when it's like steaming hot inside. She opens it, and then she pours a lot of hot sauce on it, and then sets it down in front of him.
What's that?
Lutefisk.
What's that do?
It's good for you.
He kind of looks at her really confused. I'm not drinking that.
It's food.
What's it meant to do?
It's good for you. It builds bones and muscles, and it's lean protein.
Listen to me here now, Ken. As he kind of like slams the bottom of the ground. He's skinny, but he is very well built. Obviously, because there's a lot of working out.
Mm-hmm.
I am fine.
Mm-hmm.
Who handles himself in fights? Me.
I'm not saying that you aren't. What I'm saying is this food can cure all ailments. This food, and she taps the sort of the Tupperware container. This lutefisk, this ancient food, can drive the worm right out of you. Imagine what it can do for you when you don't have the worm in you. And she nods sagely.
I don't have the worm anyway, so why do I need to take it? Are you trying to sober me up, Dallis?
Oh, but I would never do such a thing to one of my... She kind of thinks about it. You're not technically kin, but then you kind of technically are. Huh. No, not doing that at all.
Well, as much as the offer is appreciated, I think I'll pass. I'm enjoying my drunkenness. So
Eat the damn lutefisk.
he kind of gives her a look, you know. I'll pass. You know, it takes a long swig, you know, looking at her like, yeah, that's right. I said no to your shit.
Oh. Are we going to have to make this all official like?
Official? Like, who's the Raya here?
Raya?
I, as your Raya, will not accept your offering. I'll choose my own, and I have my own nourishment. Thank you very much.
She's gonna look at the lutefisk and look at him, eyes narrowed. You know, Bethany was up all night making that lutefisk. Do you know how hard it is to make lutefisk? You know how hard it is to gelatinate fish?
Well, do you know what? Why don't you give it to Bethany since she put so much work into it?
And she'll take a spoon and scoop some of it out and put it into her mouth. It's good, she says as she chews it up and swallows it down. I mean, really, she kind of just slurp it out of the spoon.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure. You know what? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's lovely. So, as your Raya, I think you should have it, Dallis. And he'll look at her with this big grin.
Raya, with all due respect, I think it would be appropriate for you to eat it and good for you in general. As a concerned, prospective member of your pack and possibly your best friend, at least called me that, granted it was under duress, I would greatly appreciate it if you took the concern and edge off my mind if you were to consume this life-giving food that is lutefisk.
See, there you are shouting at me. So I don't appreciate that.
Sorry?
I'll pass. Dallas, don't worry. You stand up slowly and go to get more beer, basically.
Mm-hmm. She just stares at you.
You look over and at her. Besides, this is gestures with the beer. You can hear the jingle, jingle, jingle. This is the best thing for me. Best medicine. He'll plonk himself down and open up another one.
That is a medicine. I wouldn't call it the best medicine.
Yeah, well, seems to work pretty fine for me.
I'm sure your liver would have something to say about that if you didn't metabolize that shit like it was coffee paper.
Do you know what my mother used to do? Tell you this.
Do tell.
My mom used to order a Chinese and only order turkey grease because turkey grease helps line the stomach. So when you drink, you can drink more and you won't have to vomit. He looks at her very matter of factly.
What does that have to do with anything?
My mom was an alcoholic. This was her the kind of gesture.
Do you hear the words you just said?
What?
Alcoholic.
And? So my mom liked to drink. She gave drink to the rest of us, so we like to drink.
I'm aware of that. And she looks at the trash can, which she has been periodically emptying and watch fill back up as she has either collected bottles from around the cabin or from his room when he is sleeping.
Besides, I'm taking a break for a while. That's what I'm doing.
You sure that's the best thing for you?
Why not? I mean, Spiles are dead, so you know, mission accomplished. And he'll kind of lift the beer bottle in this mock, cheeriness.
Yeah, but you didn't walk away from that battle fully whole.
Of course, I fucking didn't. I mean, you were there.
I was. I saw it just the same as you.
Well, what was I supposed to do? Be all cheery?
No.
No.
Pretty sure that if something were to happen to you, it'd be a day or two that I'd be inconsolable.
Well, I'm inconsolable, and he'll keep drinking.
Are you?
What, you saying I'm fine?
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is that you have the stubborn tenacity of a Fiona. Seen it. And you wallowing around like this isn't doing you any good.
Yeah, well. He'll just rub his hair. It's what I deserve, so I'm gonna just enjoy it for a while.
In what way do you deserve this?
I was the one who fucking held like a madman, Dallas. Pisa was one of the first people who volunteered for it. I'm the one who put
And
their pack into conflict. I'm the one who did all this. And now she dies right in my fucking arms. And he'll stop and rub his hair. It's my fault.
Is that what you really think?
It's the truth.
Is that the truth, or is that the version of the truth that you're telling to yourself so that way you can feel like you've suffered enough?
I can't go to her funeral, Dallas.
No, you can't.
And you know, I was fine walking into that cabin. And you know what? I was ready to make peace, and William White shut that door in my face.
Would you have done any different? If I had gone on a mission with the children or the Shadowrunners and they brought my body back?
You weren't their former packmate. No, I know we had our differences. He'll stop and take a long, hard drink as his hands start to shake. But then again, who gives a fuck about what Aedan Lynch thinks, right?
She just sort of stares at her for a while, or stares at him for a bit. What did you think was going to happen?
Doesn't matter.
It does.
It doesn't.
And what makes you say that?
Because it was stupid of me to think it. So there you go. Peace's last words in her mind was that she loves me. And part of me thought, you know what? I know I'm never going to be their packmate again. I know that. I don't want to be. But it still means something. And I made sure she came home to them. And that's what I get. When I bury a sister, the second sister I've buried. Maybe I just wanted someone to, you know, that's twice I've been denied seeing my own family members buried. So maybe just this once I would have liked, I don't know, would have liked to be accepted by it, do you know? He'll fire the bottle across the room, aiming for the bin, but it'll miss wildly.
There's a audible. She knows that's something she'll clean up later. Aiden, do you think people like us get normal? The comforts that any normal being out there gets? Do you think soldiers that are out there fighting wars on human turf always get to be at the funerals of their fallen brothers or sisters? Do you honestly think that what we did going out there to avenge the kinfolk that were killed is somehow your fault and not the Spirals? That attack on the kin wasn't just Fianna kin. It wasn't just your kin. It wasn't any of that. It was attack on all of us. Every single one of us. It didn't matter to them whether it was Fianna kin or not. Every person in this sept, every Garu, kinfolk, and spirit are connected. What affects one of us affects all of us. I don't care if it was Alona out there, if she had been slaughtered by those spirals. As much as I detest her for what she is and the things that she's done, an attack on her is an attack on me. It's an attack on you. It's an attack on 10 Point, Banshee, Alien, Latahine, William White, any of them. Everybody's always so damn quick when it's convenient to say that an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us, but when it comes time to wallow in our own self-pity because what, we were the ones that instigated it, we're the ones that wanted to seek vengeance, suddenly then it becomes solely you. And she points at Aedan. I'm not speaking to you as a Cleith. I'm not speaking to you as a member of the nation. I'm speaking to you as a friend. That kind of wallowing in your own self-pity is reckless. And it puts all of us at risk because you let yourself fall down this kind of hole, hitting every single rock on the way down. You're better than that.
If I'd been better than that to pieces, I'd still be alive, Dallis.
People die in this war. People are always going to die in this war. You and I will be lucky to hit 30. Tapisa knew that going into battle. You knew it going into battle. Anybody who was out there owned their own shit by volunteering for that mission. No one had to go. People chose to. It was their choice and their own. And anytime that we choose to go out there, anytime we choose to follow an order, we accept the consequences of it. Are you going to cheapen her life, her sacrifice, by not letting her be able to accept the consequences of her own goddamn actions?
Doesn't matter to her, she's fucking gone, Dallis. The rest of us are now to pick up the fucking pieces.
She's gone in flesh, not in spirit.
Yeah, well, maybe I tried. Maybe that's why I made sure that it was me that brought her home. Maybe I tried to make the message, but sure, hey, who the fuck cares?
You did everything that one can be expected to do.
I should have been the one leading that mission. She rubs his head.
Why?
Because what we did was reckless.
You're a Rotgar. It's not your place to lead.
Oh, who the fuck? Don't give me that. Doesn't matter if I'm a Ragabash. Ragabash can lead missions too, you know.
They can. Do you think that this frontal assault was a kind of mission that you should have led?
Yeah, because it wouldn't have been a fucking frontal assault. Not at first.
We tried going the stealthy route and that didn't work, did it?
Yeah, because nobody listened to each other.
So that's somehow your fault?
I should have taken command. I'm a ragabash. This is my area.
You're a Ragabash, that's true. Maybe a stealth mission might have been a more prudent course of action. But hindsight's fucking 2020. We did what was the smartest thing and not go into a territory where they would have had complete dominion over us. That part of the battle plan was sound. The part where you all stealthed up and tried to use the cover of anything you could was a sound plan. But at the end of the day, unforeseen things will always happen on a battlefield. Can't prepare for everything. And sitting here wallowing away and trying to drink yourself half to death just so you don't have to feel the pain diminishes everything that everybody fought for out there, to peace included.
It's not like anyone's here worrying about me anyway. Dallis. Ask anyone out there what they think of me. Who gives a shit?
Do you not see me sitting here? Do you not seen 10 Point daring to venture inside the cabin to check on you to make sure that you're all right? I'm not in your pack link, but I know that they're feeling you right now. Feeling what you're feeling. Guarantee you that Banshee and Balian are both concerned.
They shouldn't bother.
She'll sit back. You know, for Fiona, you're sure quick to forsake the bonds that people make with you.
Yeah, great Fiona I am, aren't I? You know, take a very long swig. Do you want to know the horrible thing about this? Banshee, Balian, 10 Point, you, Will, Pisa, and Talate were the only bonds that I've ever had in my life. The Sept of the Green was the first time I had a group of friends that I could actually ever care about, love. Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
And despite all that the children of the Spirit Wilds have thrown in my face and spat in my face, I'd still take a spear, claw, whatever for them, without even thinking. And I never asked them for that. And
Give me a second.
no problem.
Oh my gosh, I feel so popular.
But yeah, Aiden will take a drink and then turn and look at her. And the one thing I wanted to do when I brought her back was just stay for 5 minutes. And they didn't even give me that. So what does that say about me?
Doesn't say anything about you. Them shutting the door in your face had nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Look at what you're doing to yourself. Look exactly where you're sitting at. Imagine how much more intense it is for them right now. They felt her die. Them shutting the door in your face isn't them saying, Aedan, it's your fault. It's them dealing with their grief. You keep saying that this is my fault, that this is an indictment of who I am, what I've done. And it's not any of that. You are Aedan motherfucking Lynch, Tamer of Dragons, Ragabash of the Children of Stag. Your merit has been weighed by your peers, by spirits. It's being weighed right now by the person sitting across from you and the people that come in to check on you. I get your grief. But if you let that shit turn inward, you're fighting an enemy that you cannot beat. Not even a child of Fenrir can beat that kind of enemy. You want to do something about what you're feeling now. You want to try and rise above it. You want to try and process this grief. Own the shit that you're feeling and stop making it all just about you and realize that Tapisa's death affects everyone in their own way, and what she did going out there was her own Gaia-given choice.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. It just hurts. That's all.
I know it hurts. I've been through it.
Yeah, well, this is the second time I'm facing it, and I told myself I couldn't the first time.
You're gonna face it a lot more.
Yeah.
Look around at the Garu of this sept. Every single one of them. We are all destined to die. All of us. Very, very few of us ever manage to make it to the point where we take our own lives because we've grown too old and weak. How many Aedrins do you see that are older than 30? How many Athros do you see that are advanced to the point where they're in their 50s? Mama L is an exception to a very, very concrete rule.
Yeah.
I know at some point I'm going to lose you, or you're going to lose me, or we got a little bit of echo going.
Oh, it's weird.
Yeah. You're going to lose Balian, Banshee, 10 Point, Will, Latahine, Teresa, any of them. We are all going to die. Tapisa got to die on her feet, fighting for something that she found worthwhile to put her life on the line for.
Made sure she died on her feet.
He did. And Latahine and Will may try and ignore that for now. But Tapisa knows what you did. The spirits know what you did. All of us that were there know what you did.
Yeah. I'll just nod and stand up slowly. Yeah. Better go clean my room up or something. I'm gonna have to go on Guardian Patrol eventually. And he'll just, slope off, still looking a bit more down and miserable, but walking a bit more straighter than he was when he leaves the booze behind.
Dallis stands up and she'll sort of take him by the shoulder and spin him around.
Yeah,
And
she'll look very meek.
And she just wraps him up in a hug.
Yeah, it's responded with, and there's a very tight squeeze as she can see him shaking, like trying not to cry in front of her, basically.
I'm not so far gone from our blood to not feel. You don't have to hide that from me. I'm not a get that will think less of you for it.
But then Mother told me always to be strong, so.
The weak ones hide what they're feeling. Strong individuals, when they're in their private moments like this, let it out. It takes strength to let yourself be vulnerable in front of your pack.
Oh yeah, then she'll feel it. His arm he tightens around her back, and yeah, he'll start sobbing. Just uncontrollably.
He hangs on to her, or she hangs on to him tightly. And she'll ride it out with him.
Yeah, eventually he'll stop, and the shaking will stop, and he'll just nod at her. Yeah, I'll go clean up for a bit before I have another drink. Nod to himself.
When you're ready to go on patrol, let me know. I'm a guardian now.
Just nod and we'll walk off awkwardly, They give her a squeeze in the shoulder and we'll walk off, Still down, but, basically a guy in pure grief, basically.
Mm. And Dallis sits down at the table and starts to eat the lutefisk. And then looks down at it. Oh, God, this stuff is horrible. And I think that is a perfect place to
Yep.
end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing, and thank you, watchers, for watching.